Thank you for choosing to book on your Play Hard jet ski experience. We look forward to you having an awesome time in the water with us and creating some unforgettable memories. Please pay attention to this presentation. Failure to do so will result in the pre-hire quiz fail, and you won't be able to commence your jet ski experience with us until you can answer all the need-to-know questions. If you are pregnant, have any medical conditions, injuries that may be an issue associated with jet skiing, you need to make staff aware and consider your personal circumstances and if it would be safe for you to participate in the activity today. We strongly recommend you do not attend if you have any back or joint injuries, have recently had an operation that hasn't been cleared by a doctor, or think you may be pregnant. You cannot attend if you're on drugs or alcohol. We have 4 jet ski experience offers available. Number 1, the River Ride, Georges River. This is a 2-hour experience going from Botany Bay up to Lugano and back. We hope to visit some sea life, some beautiful scenery for a pleasure ride. This is beginner friendly. Number 2, Botany to Bondi. This is a 3-hour experience going past some of Sydney's most famous water edge landmarks and beaches. It's an open water trip for confident jet skiers only. We recommend intermediate to advanced level riders. Number 3, Botany to Cronulla. This is a good introductory to open water experience. We will get to visit the beautiful Port Hacking, Cronulla waterways via the ocean on this 2-hour adventure. Novice intermediate friendly. Last one, whale watching. Number 4. May to November is whale watching season, so we'll be on the lookout for some awesome marine life when they start navigating north and then south for the mating season. Just chilling out, taking photos on your own self-driven jet ski as a small group. In the event of bad weather, we will need to turn to drive with the swell. If you drive too slow, the swell behind will push you around, so you need to match the speed of the swell. To determine if it's safe to go out, we need to have a look at the risk, the wind, the swell, and everything else. In this picture, the wind is noted to be 40 kilometers per hour, which is considered strong. The black line at the base is the actual wind speed, which can be lower, can be higher than predicted. Our maximum wind speed is 22 kilometers per hour. On this day, you can see the wind is at 22 kilometers, but it does go a little higher, does go a little lower. So this is a watch and act. Check, see what it's like when we're about to head out, and keep an eye on the weather. The wind predicted on this day is quite low all day. This is a good example of what a nice day to go out, provided it doesn't pick up and get worse, which it can do without warning. So always keep an eye on the weather. Swell is formed from winds or storms far, far away. It's a rise and fall in the ocean water, which is not generated by winds specific to your area. So you will see a rise and fall in the water, anywhere between 0.5 meter up to 6 meters high in our area, which is usually between 5 seconds and 15 seconds apart. When the swell is above 2 meters high, it's considered rough. It becomes hard to see other people around you and stay together. So our maximum open water limit is 2 meters high, 6 seconds apart as a minimum. In this picture, the swell is classified as 2.6 meters, which is rough. So this is too high to go out. This is below 2 meters swell. It's 1.9 meters. So this is considered to be, let's have a look at it as we drive out, see whether the swell is consistent with on here, and have a look to see if it's safe. When the swell is around a meter, it's a much safer time to go out. The open sea is more like enclosed water and it's flatter. In the event of bad weather conditions, whilst we aim to predict the weather and conditions as much as possible, the weather can change severely and without warning. We have procedures in place to reduce the severity of incidences. Number 1, the weight limit on the jet skis, maximum 181 kilos. 1 driver, 1 passenger. This is 90 kilos less than the maximum permitted weight. Number 2, everyone stays together. Follow the guide and stay in sight, especially during severe weather changes. Number 3, everyone wears a life jacket and provided safety equipment. You must be able to swim to go on the jet ski. Number 4, you must get 100% in your quiz and demonstrate safe riding distances on the jet ski today. Any damage to the jet ski or accident caused by you will result in a $2,500 excess. Always be prepared for worst case scenario and don't panic. In the event of unexpected severe wind and weather changes, maintain your 60 to 100 meter safe distances and stick with your guide. We have areas which may be close by and sheltered from sudden wind changes. We could take shelter in temporarily. Alternatively, we may have no choice but to slowly and safely ride back to enclosed waters. If the swell and wind is coming from behind you, you must match the speed of the water or it will push you around from behind. Follow the swell in front of you for the smoothest ride. If we have to work our way back into against the swell and winds, you need to keep it slow to prevent launching over tropical water and potentially sustaining serious injury. The jet skis you're riding are the most stable and reliable for this adventure, with a heavy and deep fiberglass hull and a GPS tracking system. Stay calm, stay on the ski, stay in sight, and follow the guide. As we drive out of Botany Bay, we will pass Sydney Airport, Port Botany, Bear Island, and another cargo ship mooring area. Around cargo ships, there are rules you must follow. Stay 100 meters clear at all times. Never pass in front unless you're in excess of 1 kilometer away. Cargo ships have an average of 300 to 500 meter blind spots in front of them. If you break down or fall off, the ship may run you over. Most ships take around 6 minutes just to halve their speed from 12 to 6 knots. Some ships also have side thrusters to help them turn at slow speeds. They have massive power and could damage any vessel within 100 meters either side. Just like swell, wash from the back of large boats and ships needs to be met slow, no speed, and straight. The other thing we'll pass on the way out is bomboras. Around Bear Island, just before La Perouse Beach, there are some rocks several meters underwater. Occasionally, the swell coming in can cause waves to develop and break when it reaches these underwater rocks known as bombora. It is very important we stay away from these rocks always. We don't know how deep it is, if the swell is suddenly going to turn into a wave and slam your vessel into the rocks. The further you stay from land and rocks, the more time you have to respond to a sudden change in unexpected circumstances. During tours in June, July, August, September, October, November, there is a good chance we will see all types of whales migrating up and down our coast. They are a beautiful mammal of the sea and definitely to be respected. It's the whale's ocean and you're visiting it. There is a risk of hitting whales in the water, of whales launching out of the water and landing in your area or on your jet ski. So always watch the water ahead of you. Read the water, check for ocean swimmers, dolphins, seals, whales, and other water users. Look out for the spout. Laws around whales are simple. Stay 100 meters from adult whales, 300 meters from whale calf, which is baby whales, and never wait in front, never approach from behind. Jet ski boating accidents. 25% of boating fatalities in New South Wales are a result of body trauma injuries. You're in control of your jet ski. It's important to remember basic boating rules and play hard additional distance rules. Number 1, give way to the right. Number 2, move right if someone is coming straight towards you. Number 3, give way to non-powered vessels. This is inclusive of all kite surfers, kayakers, and sailing vessels. Number 4, stay 60 meters away from all vessels, people in the water, and structures. Maintain a minimum 60 meters water around you at all time, or slow down to neutral. Number 5, stay 200 meters away from coastal rocks. Basically, follow and watch your jet ski guide. Always look out and don't trust anyone on the water. Some water users are in their own world or don't follow the rules, so drive defensively. Ocean swimmers. You may not be aware people like to swim out at sea, far from shore. They're ocean swimmers. They could be anywhere. Most swimmers wear black wetsuits, making them hard to see. Please always look out for swimmers, dive flags, dive sausages, or floats which could be attached to snorkelers. Next thing we'll discuss is channel markers and safe navigation. As we drive around, we may enter or exit a channel. Channels are marked by green and or red markers. When between the markers, you must stay to the right. Treat it like an American highway on the water. With channel markers, we follow the red markers when we go towards the sea downstream. We follow the green markers when we go away from the sea, which is upstream. Driving outside the channel may see you stop suddenly and be thrown from the jet ski if you hit anything underwater. Seagrass. The water can appear dark and deep due to seagrass areas. We need to stay away from seagrass areas due to the damaging the marine environment or damaging ourselves. So always follow your guide, and if we're in the channel, stay in the channel. And just like an American highway, stay to the right side of the channel. On our left, red. On our right, green. Red to green, upstream. When we go downstream towards the sea, the markers stay on the opposite side. So green to red, seas ahead. Your jet ski guide will only go outside the channel when they are 100% sure it's deep enough and safe enough to do so. The channels could get busy with other water users, so safety is the number one priority. Tour hand signals. Whilst following your guide, there are 2 hand signals you may see and will need to repeat. Number 1 is stop. I want you to present this hand signal if the vessel in front of you has indicated that they are going to stop. If your passenger falls off the back of the ski, I want you to stop immediately and indicate this to say I'm stopping, so the person behind you does not run up the back of you. Number 2, safe distances. First and final warning. We have an auto track control system. If safe distances and speeds aren't followed, your jet ski will be automatically limited, or we may cancel the tour and return to the starting point. No refunds given. Zero tolerance for ignorant behavior. Our GPS system tracks our jet skis in real time. It can be activated to limit your jet ski to 10 to 20 kilometers per hour when you get too close to other jet skis. We can also make your jet ski beep really loud and shut down the engine if required. We also have the ability to set up no-go zones where your jet ski will automatically lose speed if you go somewhere that's not safe to go. Please listen to your guide at all times and remember these rules. In closed water, straight line 100 meters apart behind each other. Stay in the wash. When in Botany Bay or Georges River, follow the guide in a straight line 100 meters apart. Passengers, make sure you hold on tight at all times to the rider in front of you or the strap that's on the seat. Falling off the back of the jet ski. If someone falls off the back of a jet ski, high pressure water may enter the anal or vaginal cavity and cause serious injury or death. To help prevent this, you need to do 2 things. 1, hold on and look after your passengers. 2, everyone, especially passengers, wear thick neoprene wetsuit material shorts to reduce the risk of severe internal damage. If anyone is ever close to your jet ski or behind it, turn the jet ski off. Reboarding, picking up passengers. Picking up passenger, turn off your jet ski. Anytime anyone reboards the ski, you should reboard from the back as it prevents the risk of capsize on the jet ski. If the jet ski capsizes, it's upside down. This is how you flip it back the right way. Cool. And there's this capsize sticker on the back. Alright, so to locate the sticker, put the hands in the intake grate, the feet on the sponsons on the side, and roll the jet ski towards you. So in order to prevent falling off the jet ski and potentially getting hurt, there's a certain way that you should place your feet and ride depending on the conditions that you're going with. So the 2 types we're going to talk about is when you're doing twists and turns, which is classed as irregular driving. You need to be 200 meters away from shore for that. And the other will be driving over chop and swell. So if you go out to the ocean or you're driving across choppy water or there's a boat wash coming towards you, you always need to keep your eyes peeled on the water. If you don't, you could hit something unexpectedly, come forward, jar your shoulder, come off the ski. People have sustained head injuries before. It's very important to maintain control of your vessel at all times. So now I'm going to show you how to position your feet on the jet ski in order to drive safer. Alright, so if we're going to be turning left, we want to drop our left control down. We want to drop our shoulder into it. We want to move our right foot back and push on the outside and have our left foot forward. We're going to lean into that turn and hold down the accelerator. Now when we want to swap sides, we change our feet. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, we lean to the right, we push off that back foot. Now it's important to push that foot back and out. You don't have much stability from here, you don't have a lot of strength. The more you can push it back, the better strength you will have. And then we just lean into those turns, so it's a very quick, easy change. Now when you're looking at driving over choppy water, I want you to think of these as your brakes for your body. Now if you are short and you can't put both feet forward, you can have 1 foot forward, 1 foot partially back. It's better to have one brake there than nothing at all. Alright, your passenger could do the same thing, which we'll go over soon. Alright, so there's 2 ways for your passenger to ride and hold on. Having your feet relaxed like this is something that most people commonly do, but it doesn't give you much support. Now we also have this strap here for your passenger to hold on to. Now there's benefits of this. It takes the pressure off the driver, but the disadvantage
is the driver may not know that their passengers come flying off the back of the ski, which could be a disaster, which is why we make sure we wear wetsuit material shorts. But when we're going to position ourselves, we can also have the passenger hold on to the driver and strap their arms around the waist, but making sure never put their hands inside of or underneath straps like this, because that's going to potentially damage the wrist or rip the skin on the hands. So always outside of the life jacket. Okay, so there's 2 ways to hold on. Now we only take 2 passengers because when we go to sea, or you have a 3rd passenger on the back, it's more risk of them falling off and it's less stability for the vessel. So when we're looking at our foot positions, Lachlan, hold on to the strap again. Let's pretend we're leaning right. So both of us move our left foot back and then we lean to the right. When we turn left, we move our front foot forward, we shift our right foot back and we lean to the side again. If they're driving over chop, the driver can have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. The recommendation is, to prevent head injuries, is for the passenger to move all the way forward, hold on to the driver, and keep their head to the side of the other person's head. If it gets quite choppy, you can rest your cheek on the driver's shoulder. And that's to prevent the head from bashing forward. Okay, but driving over choppy water, both feet forward, and that gives your hips more stability from being jarred into the controls rather than just sitting here all relaxed with your arms doing all of the work. When we get to the beach, when we get to any beach, we stay outside the shark nets or 500 meters from the beach itself, whichever is greater. Remember, stay 200 meters away from rocks at all times, 60 meters away from everyone or slow down to neutral, hit the brake. Anytime you stop or need to signal you're stopping to the person behind you, do the stop signal. If your passengers fall off, stop immediately and display the stop signal. If anyone's reboarding from the back, return to your passenger and turn your jet ski off. Help them reboard from the rear. If for whatever reason you struggle to get back onto your jet ski, the guide will have a rescue sled. This is much easier for both of us to drag you up on the back of your jet ski and then hopefully get you back onto yours. Ocean travel formation. When we get to open water, the ocean, we now travel 60 meters apart side by side. By staying in line side by side, it's easier to keep eyes on each other in case anyone comes off and gets hurt in some choppy water. In closed water, we stay 100 meters behind each other in a straight line. Follow the leader. Drive in the wash. Right, we do this because there are potential hazards in the water, rubbish, bomboras, cargo ships, people, other vessels. So you don't have to think and you can just be safe, follow the guide for enclosed water. In an emergency situation, if anything goes wrong, there's a safety bag with equipment inside your jet ski. You can open it by doing this. You should also have your mobile phone. Don't rush, don't drop it. Safety devices, marine radio, and personal location beacon. So there's going to be some safety equipment we take out on our tours. The leader is going to be carrying it. It's going to be a VHF marine radio, which will be either strapped to the life jacket, or it'll be in the compartment of the ski, where you just open by pulling both of them towards you and lifting straight up. The marine radio sits in that first pocket right there. So with our marine radio, first of all, you need to make sure that aerial has not come off. It's very important. On the side we have our power button, so we push that to turn it off. We push that again to turn it back on. When it turns on, you'll see numbers on the screen. Now channel 16, which is this blue button on the top left, is our emergency channel. So all you need to do is touch that blue button if it's not on 16 already. Hold down the talk button on the side, and if it's a dire emergency and life is at risk, mayday, mayday, mayday if the vessel's going down or someone is seriously hurt, or pan, 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 pan for a non-life-threatening emergency. Then you would repeat your message to Marine Rescue to try and get help. Otherwise, if you can't remember that, just use channel 16, get on the radio, and get a hold of whoever answers at the other end and explain what's going on. Now the other device that we have is our personal location beacon. Now this beacon's in a waterproof case, a float case, and you don't need to take it out to use it. However, there is an aerial here, and for it to be used, the aerial needs to be out, pointing to the sky for satellite. Now these are only to be used in an extreme emergency. They're not to be used as a toy. Now on the beacon, it has a test button and it has a power on button underneath this little door. If you hold down that power button, it will start flashing. An emergency response will be alerted to an emergency and they will come urgently and with great force. Again, I need to reiterate, not to be used unless it's an extreme circumstance. Now, an example of an extreme circumstance is your tour leader has been hurt and is unconscious or in need of medical emergency help, in which case we may need to drive to the closest beach.
Jet ski operation.
You need to make sure you have the key attached to the lanyard, so if you come off the jet ski shuts down and stops. As the driver, if you come off the ski, it should stop before you hit the water. But if one of your passengers fall off, that can be a problem from getting internal damage if they fall directly off the back of the jet ski. Anyway, when it comes to using the controls, the key gets placed up underneath here on the handlebars until you hear a click. Our start button is this red button on the left-hand side. So we'd hold that down to start it, but we don't want to do that in shallow water. After that's turned on, we have our VTS, which is our trim. Now VTS is used to adjust the trim of the ski up or down. Ideally in open water or even enclosed, you want the trim all the way up for a more comfortable ride. And outside of that, we have our throttle. So our throttle is this trigger on the right-hand side. So we squeeze that in, and that will make the jet ski go forward. We let go. It will slow down. On the left-hand side, we have trigger. We squeeze in, and that will make the bucket go down at the back, and that will be our brake. If you continue holding it down, the jet ski will go very slowly in reverse. If you do need to go faster in reverse, we squeeze both together at the same time. Now, the other function that you could look at using is the functions that are shown on the screen. So clicking this mode button here, usually, if the jet ski is turned on, we'll cycle through eco mode, touring mode, and sports mode. Now, when we're out at sea, we're going to focus on eco mode because eco mode is going to be easier to control, so we don't accidentally hit some swell and get seriously hurt.
Personal protective equipment that must be worn. This is how you wear your life jackets. Zipper life jackets provide more support and warmth, but are made specifically for the size of that person. Ensure the zipper is done up all the way and the clip is correctly adjusted. The multi-clip life jackets must be done up correctly and pulled tight like so. They can be adjusted to more people's sizes. Always ensure that your jet ski key remains attached to your life jacket clip as shown. So if you come off, the jet ski shuts down and stops. Goggles will be in your large compartment in the jet ski, where they are highly recommended to help the driver see 100% of the time, as you may get splashed constantly or occasionally in the face and lose sight for 1 to 2 seconds. You will also have free time to have fun. If your tour is going to Bondi or Cronulla, when we arrive, there will be a significant amount of time to do some free riding. Just stay in sight and go have fun, carve it up and enjoy. Remember your foot positions and look after your passengers. Watch the water ahead and play hard but play safe. There will be some time for photos. The quiz will be done twice. Once prior to arrival to ensure no time is wasted and you learn to understand the questions and answers, you can replay this video. Second quiz, before you jump on the jet ski. If you can't answer all these need to know questions correctly, we have no reason to believe you, the driver, didn't complete the initial test and you're going to be a liability. Please don't waste our time or money. If you've booked the jet ski, learn the rules or you can't come. 0 arguments. So please learn, remember and practice. Play hard, play safe. We look forward to seeing you.